What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my Cyberse Playmaker deck profile. It's just a fun deck. It's not really competitive in any way, but I mean there is times where you can pull off that kind of stun and your opponent either quits or can't get over your stuff, and it gives you time to make your big plays. So it's fun that way. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile and I'll show you all the stuff that you can do. And there's a lot of support still to come out for this deck, which means it's going to be good in the future. But this is just my base build, I suppose. Yeah, so first off we have the one Cyberse Magician. So it's kind of hard to explain in this manner of how the deck plays, but basically for those of you who don't know this, whoever you do know, you can just skip on ahead, whatever. For those of you who don't know, basically you summon the lockdown, which will go into the extra deck. You start off with link 1s or whatever, and you go into your link 1s, and then you can go further onto your link 2s. And your link 2s, there's a link 2 for ritual monster, there's a link 2 for synchro monster, and there's a link 2 for fusion monster. So what you do is basically you go into those link monsters and they make it impossible for your opponent to attack or target them or be destroyed by battle once you summon the respective like thing. So basically what you do is, like, you just say you summon Cyberse Witch, who's the ritual monster. You get to search out the field spell and himself by banishing a spell card from the graveyard, and then you get to search him, whatever, and then if you special summon a monster to the zone she points to, she gets to special summon one back from the graveyard. I'll explain when I go into it, but that gives you enough materials to summon him. And then you can go into something like Widget Kid, which is one of the main ones I end with on my first turn. You should always have kind of Widget Kid, Honeybot, and then one of either the Synchro, the Fusion, the Ritual, or the Xyz. Basically that's how the deck works, but I'll go into that as I go. So basically Cyberse Magician, the way he works is, if there's a link monster, you can't target any link monster, you can only target him. The way the link monsters work is they can't target him, and the only monster your opponent controls can only target him for an attack. And the way the link monsters work is, it means he can't be destroyed by attack. Also, if he battles a link monster, he gains 1,000 attack, which is also very nice. So yeah, a lot to do, but it's fun. It's a fun deck. So next of all, we have Cyberse Gadget, who's one of my favorite looking cards, I have to say. So what he does is, when he's normal summoned, you can target a level 2 or lower monster in the graveyard, special summon, and defense abilities, effects are negated. And then if this card is sent to the field to the graveyard, you get to special summon a little token. So a lot of the main cards I run are actually like their own link 2. So for instance, if you Cyberse Gadget and you go into a link 1, and then he summons his own token, and you have another link 1. So you have the 2 link 1s, and then you go into your link 2. So that's the way most of the cards I use work. Also, it's level 4 for your Xyz. It's really nice. Going to work them up there so you guys can see the ratios and all if you do skip ahead. Next we have, I'm going to put them up here. Next we have Balancer Lord. Balancer Lord. So the way he works is, you can pay 1,000 life points during your main phase. You can make an additional normal summon this turn. So he's also level 4. Works well with all the other stuff. Him, for instance, I count him as a link 2 or a link 2 himself, because the fact that he can special another one from the hand is really nice. Also, if he's banished, which a few of the cards actually do help, if he's banished, he can special a monster from your hand, which is nice as well. And then we have Clock Wyvern. So the way Clock Wyvern works is, he would be the fusion help support, I suppose, you need him to basically fusion someone into Cyberse Clock Dragon. So the way he works is, when he's normal summoned, you can half his attack and special summon a clock token. So like I said, it works well. He's a link 2. So I run 3 of each of these bios. But yeah, it's good. The next one I'm running is Cyberse Converter. He's a level 2. He works well with Cyberse Gadget. If all monsters you control are Cyberse, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Cyberse Converter once per turn. You can target one face of monster you control, it becomes Cyberse until the end of the turn. That doesn't really matter. But it's a good card because all the cards you run in your deck are pretty much Cyberse, except for your Crusadia stuff, which I'm running a little few Crusadia stuff just to help. Cyberse Converter is a good card, especially if you get into the graveyard, Cyberse Gadget, and then you get like a link 3 out with Cyberse Gadget, which is really good. Next, I'm running 2 Boot Staggered. Some of these will change. They'll go to a 1 maybe when new cards come out, like Code Talker is one of the new ones coming out for the game. He's going to be a promo. Hopefully I'll get my hands on him. But Boot Stagger, basically, if a monster is normal, somebody can special with him from your hand, and then when this card inflicts battle damage, you can special with a stag token. He's 2300 attack, which is not too bad as well. Then we have Backup Secretary. I actually got rid of Backup Secretary out of the deck, but because of the Link monster. What's his name? What's her name? Backup supervisor. There. I run her because it's a little bit extra, I suppose. Next, running Widget Kid, which kind of helps the Synchro monster a little bit as well. The fact that there's actually a few different ways I found ways to get the Synchro monster out with first turn as well as the ritual or whatever. But Widget Kid basically, when he's normal, somebody can special him and a Cyberse monster from hand defense position. So he's good that way. Then I'm running the one Cyberse White Hat. He's just an extra kind of boot staggered as well, I suppose. If you control two or more monsters with the same type expression with this card from hand, like I said, most of them are Cyberse, if not all of them are Cyberse. Then because of the ban list, running one Lady Debug, searches out any add level 3 from your deck to your hand Cyberse monster. One Link Infraflyer, he specializes himself to a Link zone a monster Link monster points to. Cyber Synchron, basically what he can do is he can target a monster like Link Infraflyer and make it a level 4 or whatever, but what he does is you synchro into, just say if you're using Link Infraflyer or Cyberse Converter, you link into the Synchro monster, Cyberse Integrator, and then you can special him Cyber Synchron again from the graveyard and double his level and then go into the Synchro that way. Other ways I found to do it is if you start off a Balancer Lord, you will be able to go into the Synchro monster if you go into Widget Kid, because Widget Kid will search this. And then you can banish with Widget Kid. I think his Widget Kid's effect. You can banish a Cyberse monster from the graveyard, and then he gets his normal summon this, or he special summon him from the graveyard. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly. I'll read into it as I go. But there's a combo there somewhere. I've done it a couple of times. It's just I keep doing it as a fluky kind of thing. Then we have Dotscaper. So Dotscaper is its own Link 2 as well. So if he's sent to the graveyard, he gets special summon. If he's banished, he gets special summon. Basically, that's his all effect. So what you do is normally to get rid of him for one of the Link 1s, and then he special summon himself and go for another Link 1. It's handy that way. Next, for the Crusadia, and the last 3 cards for the main monster lineup is Crusadia Arborea. 2 of those. So what she does is she special summons herself to a zone a Link monster points to, and she's a tuner, which is nice. And then we have Crusadia Reclusia. You could probably change it from one of the level 4 Crusadia monsters, it's up to you, but yeah, so that's it for the monsters. Big monster lineup, because the spells we have at the minute aren't great, but hopefully we get some of the spell cards that we're waiting on for Cyberse. I feel like this is a DDD thing all over again, that'll give us all the rocket stuff, but they won't give us now the Cyberse thing, whereas the last Arc V they gave us all the Odd Eyes and Form Pal stuff, they never gave us the DDD stuff. So then we have first off side net back door, which is just a kind of way, you don't really have to use it. I have to use it for Cyberse Witch as many spells as I can so I can get the ritual monster. If not, I'll go for the Synchro monster. But basically what this does is banishes a monster till the next standby phase, and then you get to search out one with less attack. Then we have Sign Out Ritual, which is the ritual spell for Cyberse Magician. The only good thing with this is if you control no monsters, you can banish this card and one ritual monster from the graveyard, special them 2 sign net tokens, which is nice. Sorry. And then we have Sign Net Fusion, searchable, one of the Link monsters that goes for Cyberse Clock Dragon. 1-time passcode, just another Link 1 if you need it. 1 for 1 to go in a couple of the level 1s. The one level 1 you have? Yeah, the one level 1 you have. Gold Sarcophagus to either banish Dotscaper or Balancer Lord, because you get special summon. Scapegoat, you can use it defensively and you can use it for links as well, I suppose. And then we have 3 Solemn Strike just for defense. Now if you want to play this competitively, feel free to take out stuff. You can change it for permanence or whatever, or you can add Ash Blossoms or whatever field kind of, or things you want to add. But this is just a fun deck, like I said. It's fun to play, I have to say. Like, and then when you lock your opponent down with these Link monsters, it's really cool. So should I go back to front? I'll go back to front. So first Link monster, first 2 Link monsters are the Link 1s you're going to be running. So what you first want to do is go into Link Disciple, put him there, and then you want to go into Link Devotee. And then you contribute Link Devotee to draw a card and send another card from your hand to the deck, so you're basically recycling. And then Link Devotee, when he's distributed, you get special with 2 Cyberse tokens, and you get to go for a free Link 2 with another token left if you want to use Link Yoki Bob. I might leave these here actually. I'll leave them here so you can see them. Next we have Clock Lizard, so he helps with OTKs a little bit. So basically if you already use Clock Dragon, quickly enough in the duel, you contribute this card, return one fusion monster from the graveyard to the extra deck, then fusion summon one fusion monster from the extra deck with banishing fusion materials listed on it from the graveyard. So basically what you're doing is you're getting a crazy high attack using link monsters. So the way Clock Dragon works is he gets link monsters for each, it gets 1,000 attack for each link counter. So just say for these you'd be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,000, which is nice. Especially if you summon the first time and there was no real link monster to go into. The next one of my favourites is Cyberse Wicked. So the way he works is if he's linked somebody captured by battle or card effects, Cyberse monster he points to capture by card effects. And then if a monster special into a zone, this card points to you control with the cards points to while you control this monster. You can banish one Cyberse monster, graveyard, add one Cyberse tuner monster from your deck to your hand. So like I said, if you use Balancer Lord first, you're going to be able to banish Balancer Lord and then special summon Cyberse Synchron and go off in your plays there as well, because you find it hard to go for your extra normal summons if that's what you need. Like Clock Spar Toy is the next one. He helps with the fusion monster, so basically when he's special summoned, link summoned, he gets to search out the sign of fusion, and then if a monster is special summoned to the zone he points to, he gets special summon a level 4 Cyberse monster from the graveyard. The only problem with this guy, I have to say now, is he locks himself into just fusion monster for the rest of the turn, which is kind of annoying because you could probably summon the ritual, the synchro, and then maybe the fusion if you were good enough with the deck. He makes it impossible. He makes you have to do the fusion guy last. But you kind of want to end with the Cyberse Wicked last, I suppose. That's why I normally have it. If I just go for Cyberse Witch and I can't go into whatever, I do it that way. So Cyberse Witch is really, really good if you have extra spells. So when the new spells come out, it will be a lot better. But basically Cyberse Witch, these are so far away from me, guys. The Cyberse Witch then basically what she does is if the monster special zone she points to, you can banish a spell card from the graveyard, add a Cyberse ritual monster, sign that ritual from your deck to your hand. During the main phase, if this activated, you can special summon a level 4 monster from the graveyard for free, which is pretty nice. Then we have Honeybot. So like I said, you want to end with Cyberse Wicked and Honeybot. Honeybot basically what she does is any card she points to can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So that's why I'll leave these two here just to show you guys how well they work together. But basically you want to end the board kind of like this with either Synchro, Fusion, Xyz or Ritual there, because then it's a loop that they can't really get around with. Now non-target removal obviously gets around it, but just the everyday average deck finds it very hard to get over it. Then we have Backup Supervisor. So if this card is linked to someone using Backup Secretary as a material, and your monster this card points to battled an opponent's monster at the end of damage step, you can special one Cyberse monster in your hand if this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in owner possession is destroyed by opponent's card affecting special one Backup Secretary from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So even if this I don't know, it's not a great card. It's okay. I mean, if you do the attack or whatever, you get special summon another one from main phase 2, go into something. If it's destroyed, if it's known it's going to be destroyed, you can nearly bait your opponent out for destroying it, and then you get to search out said Backup Secretary. But it will change, and I could probably change it for a Link 4. I was debating whether these two. But if you want your Link 4, I'll show you now why you'd need Link 4. But anyway. Next you have Security Dragon. If a zone he points to, whatever. So like first turn, if you are something, you could just, if he's co-linked or whatever, you can target a monster your opponent draws and flip it back into their hand. Return it to the hand, yeah. You can do that very, very easily if there is a problematic monster first turn. The only problem when you're playing against meta is the amount of negations they have. Stops your turn. This is like a first deck, sort of, but it's not really like I said competitive. It's just kind of fun, because the negates do destroy this deck completely. So next we have Xcode Talker and Transcode Talker. Just really good little combo piece. Transcode Talker you always want to go into after this, because this so the Link 1s lock you into Link 2s or higher, so or Link 2s or lower. So this means the next turn you'd have to activate the Talkers. Basically what you want to do is you want to go for a Link 2, special another monster, go for Transcode Talker, special a Link 2, going for another monster, and then go for Transcode Talker or Xcode Talker, and you have this kind of they protect each other, and they help gain attacks and stuff like that. Next, for your OTK-ish kind of card, is Cyberse Clock Dragon. Basically what he does is Your opponent can only target him with by battle or whatever. You send the top cards of your deck equal to the link rating of the opponents. Just say you use X-Code Talker, you have to get rid of 3 cards on the top of your deck, and you gain 2,000 attack for each, or 1,000 attack for each card sent. Also, your opponent cannot target other monster combat card effects, and he's the only card that can attack on the field that turn. Next, we have Cyberse Integrator. Basically, what he does is you use him with one of the level 2s and Cyber Synchron, and go into him, and then he'll special Cyber Synchron to the graveyard, activate Cyber Synchron's effect to make him level 6. And you go into Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which is one of the best synchro monsters, level 7 synchro monsters, I think, anyway. The fact that it can get over borrow load and stuff like that is really, really nice. And the way it gets over borrow load is basically, while you control a link monster, your opponent cannot target monsters you control for attacks, except this one, which is a nice little defense effect. Also, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects, except this one. Once we turn at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can turn that opponent's monster to the hand. Also, this card can make a second attack in a row. So, borrow load can't get its effect off, borrow sword can't get its effect off. You summon him, you bounce them back to the extra deck, and then you get to attack again, which is very, very nice. And the last card is Firewall Exceed Dragon. So this Exceed Summon card gains 500 attack for each attack total link rating to the monster or whatever. So it's going to be at least like 3,000 attack if you have one link on it. It also has the effect that you can get rid of 2 materials, especially I'm going to link 4 from the graveyard. So the only link 4 that's any viable Topologic Bomber Dragon. There was a new Crusadia card that probably would work, but I don't own it at the minute. But Topologic Bomber Dragon is also a good idea, I suppose, just for a big monster, and you special summon him. So he would actually gain 5, 10, 15, 20. He'd actually gain 2,000 from him alone if he special summoned to his own and he points to him, whatever. There's that as well. So yeah, so the deck is kind of fun. When the new link stuff and all comes out, it will be fun. New spell cards come out and all, it will be good, and I'll keep you guys updated as it updates itself. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support. Good luck. Have a good day.